Okay, for chapter 8, I think we cannot finish this chapter today, but we will finish all of them. So, means what? Another quiz coming. Okay, so before we go to new contents, just want to remind you again what we talked about last week. Okay, so on your slide, page 68. Remember, our second major issue is what? Report our accounts receivable on financial statements, right? So, which method we use? Allowance method, big default, right? So, we will estimate, consider the risk in advance at the end of each year, right? Even though it is not happened yet, okay? So, we estimate the loss at the end of each year. When we want to report our risk, then we have to calculate the amount, right? So how to calculate the amount? We have two methods, right? First method is percentage of total receivables. Second method is aging the accounts receivable. Okay? So what's the difference? The difference is, first method, we just use 1% for all of accounts receivables. Okay? For second method, we will consider one factor more. So what's the factor? Age, right? We will give different age of accounts receivables, different percentage. Okay? So this is the only difference. So let's look at our second method, aging of accounts receivables. We practiced it last week. So you can double check your note on page 25. So page 25 on your note, there's a question we practice. Okay? So on your note, page 25, remember what we are going to do. Based on different age, we give it different percentage, right? So on slide page 82, did you find out total accounts receivables $39,600 based on different age, not yet due, and past due but within 1 month, within 2 months, within 3 months, over 3 months. Okay, we totally have 5 groups based on different age. We will give it different percentage, right? So different percentage means what? The percentage with estimate we expect maybe we cannot get back. Okay, so the different percentages are our risk for different age. Okay, so after we consider the risk for different age, then we calculate the amount, right? So first group, accounts receivable times the percentage, we get the amount. So $540, what does it mean? We think maybe for $540 cannot get back in the future. Okay, and second group the same, 228. What does it mean? For our second group, we think maybe $228 cannot get back. Okay, so on. So after we got the amount for different age, then what should we do? Add up together, right? So we add up together, we will get our total amount, our total risk. Okay, so this is our total accumulated loss. Maybe we cannot get back in the future. Okay, so that's our first step. But don't forget, when we want to record this year's situation, we have to consider how much of the amount still in our accounting books, right? So this is our first step. After this, what should we do? On your slide, page 85. After we consider the age, 2,228, this is our total accumulated loss, right? After we got total accumulated loss. Estimated loss. Then you have to consider we still have some amount on our accounting books, right? So on our accounting books, we still have a 528. So this is the 528 is our remaining amount still in your accounting books. Okay, so based on total amount we need on our accounting books, we still have 528. So what does it mean? This year, you just need how much more? The difference, right? So the difference is how much? $1,700. Okay, so don't forget your step 2 is what? Find out how much you need to estimate for this year. So you need $1,700 more for this year. So you need to estimate $1,700 risk. Okay? So, any questions? That's from last week. No problem? So remember, allowance for doubtful account 背抵呆账 normal balance on debit credit. On credit. Normal balance on credit means what? We have some estimated loss. Okay? We expect maybe in the future this amount of money we cannot get back. Okay? So normal balance on credit opposite side to your accounts receivable. Okay? No problem? Okay. So based on this, you should understand normal balance on your credit side. What if look at your slide page 88. Slide page 88. Today, right now, we want to tell you some rare special case. Some rare special case. What does it mean? Normal balance on credit side, but some special rare case told you is on debit balance. So it means what? This amount should be on credit side, 528. But what if special case told you this amount on your debit side? Okay? So debit balance, you have unadjusted. Remember what does it mean? Unadjusted. 未调整. So means what? Existing balance. Your remaining amount on your accounting books. So what if on your accounting books, before you do anything, you have a debit balance? But you should understand, debit balance is your abnormal balance. 异常的. Okay, so means what? means, for example, I have allowance for doubtful account 备抵呆账 beginning balance, maybe some number. I give it a number. I assume the number maybe $100. And this year, maybe on April 1st, I have $120. So in the end, you find out you have debit balance $20. So that $20 is your debit balance. Unadjusted. Okay? So we mean this case, you find out $20 on your debit balance. Okay? So what does it mean? Beginning balance 100, what does it mean? Last year, we expect maybe $100 we cannot get back, right? But what happened? April 1st, we have a $120. What does it mean, $120? It's our actual loss, right? So really happened is 120. So your actual loss 120. So 120 is your actual loss. I expect only 100 risk, but actual happen the risk is 120. So means actual loss higher than your expectation. Okay? So this $20 means what? Actual loss higher than your expectation. So that $20 means actual loss higher than your expectation. Actual loss 120 higher than your expectation is 100. Okay? Any questions? No problem? Then why we say it's rare and special case? Because usually when you estimate the loss, when you estimate the risk, usually we are more conservative. Since we are more conservative, our expectation, when we expect the risk, we will expect more. Okay? So someday when your expectation still is not enough for your actual loss, then what a surprise, right? Because actual loss higher your expectation, then what a surprise, totally out of your expectation. Okay? So only for rare case, this situation will happen, right? I estimate the risk. I'm more conservative, so I will estimate more. But what if when you estimate more, still not enough for your actual loss? Then you should be very careful. Unexpected, some big event happen. Okay? Any questions? So when you find out debit balance, since we told you abnormal, then you should be very careful. It's not the normal case. Okay? So something happen. For example, what kind of event maybe happen? Financial crisis, right? 金融海啸. Financial crisis, usually when I expect, okay, out of my customers, 100 customers, maybe only one customers cannot pay the money back. But when you find out, well, financial crisis for around over the world, right? Then so many companies, they have a financial problems. So many companies, their company closed. Okay, then of course you will have a more actual loss. What else? COVID-19, right? When COVID-19, anyone could expect COVID-19? No. But when COVID-19 happened, wow, so many company closed, right? So we have a more actual loss than our expectation. Okay? So when these kind of things happen, you should be careful. So we talk about this case on your slide, page 89. When you find out debit balance, for your existing balance for your unadjusted, then you should be very careful. Special big event happened. That made your actual loss higher than your estimated loss. Actual loss $300 higher than your estimated loss. Okay, so for this kind of situation, you should be very careful. Any questions? No problem. So that's for some meaning behind the number you should understand. But how about accounting? Since we have an existing balance and debit balance, then if we told you the total estimated loss we need, how much? For example, if total I need $2,228. Okay, so this is from your step 1. So what we need to estimate for step 2 this year? What happened for the computer? So for your step 2, how much we need to estimate this year? Estimated less, then you should estimate more this year, right? 之前估计不够，那今年就要多估一点嘛。Okay? So please finish your note on page 28. Your note on page 28. We talk about the rare special case. So on your note, page 28, did you find out here? Here told you have a debit balance. Debit balance $500 for your unadjusted. Okay, so your existing balance is on debit side. Then you should be careful. Some big event happened. Okay, so please finish page 28. Okay, are you done? So first step, don't forget, always first step is what? Based on different age, given different percentage. So we got total estimated loss, right? So step 1, I find out 2,228. So from 2,228, you find out there's the total accumulated loss you need. Okay, so we find out 2,028. This is the total accumulated loss we expect, right? Then what's the step 2? We should find out what is the amount we need to estimate this year, right? So the amount we need to estimate this year, then based on the debit balance, we have $500 on your accounting books already. Okay? So based on the T account, it's easier if you use the T account. So based on the T account, I have $528. $500 on accounting books already. So 500 on your debit balance. Then from step 1, how much you need? From your step 1, you find out total risk you expect is $2,228 from your step 1. Okay? So how much you need to estimate for this year? Right here, right? Normal balance on credit side. So total amount you should estimate is how much? 500 on debit side means minus, right? Negative. Okay, so total I need for this year should be $2,728. Any questions? So every time I got this amount, I just record it using journal entry. Debit what? Payday expense. Credit what? Allowance for doubtful account to record the risk only for this year. Okay? So the risk only for this year is $2,728. My risk payday expense incurred. My risk allowance for doubtful account incurred. So we record the risk for this year. OK， 可以吗？负500少估，今年就要多估一点，多估少估，少估多估嘛。但不要度估，好吗？听不懂台语。度估 is Taiwanese language. Means what? Means sleep in class. 度估。Okay, any questions? So here, just want to tell you the special case. When the special case happened, you should understand what does it mean, okay? So even though I got the numbers, the amount, so it's not difficult for math, but you should understand the meaning behind this number. 500 on debit balance means some big event happened. Okay? No problem? Okay, so we've done our second issue and also the major issue in chapter 8. So let's move on to our third issue. So go to your slide. On 94. So we've done the first one. at the beginning, we sell the products to customers. Customers didn't pay the money, right? So you earn the revenue at the same time we have accounts receivables from your chapter 5. Then, second major issue, when we want to prepare financial statements, accounts receivables, we should recall customers still owe us money, right? So which method we use to report our receivables on our financial statements? Allowance method, 背抵法. So we consider the risk at the end of each year, even though it haven't happened yet, right? Since we want to report the risk, but the risk is estimated, not actual, right? So you have to estimate the amount. So which method we use to estimate the amount? Percentage of accounts receivable or aging the accounts receivable. 账龄分析法. Okay? After this, finally, we've done the second issue. Right now, we move on to our third issue. So what's that? Could we sell our accounts receivables? Yes. Why? Accounts receivable is our assets, right? So any kind of your assets, of course, you could sell it to anyone else. Like your desk, your computer, your house, your car. Could you sell your different kind of assets to different companies? Yes. So the same for your receivables. Since there's your assets, you could sell it to other companies for different reasons. Okay? So why you want to sell your receivables? So why you want to do that? On your slide 95, tell you why you want to sell your receivables. Okay? When you have a receivables, means what? Someone owe you money, right? When someone owe you money, what kind of things you have to do? Oh, today is the deadline. Hi, child, you owe me money, $100, and you should give me the money today. Today is the deadline. Then you wait. Oh, you wait the whole day. Hi, child, why you didn't show up? Then what should we do? Call child. Hi, child, how are you? I hope you're fine. You're in good mood? No. Oh, so sad. But I still have one thing I want to tell you. You owe me money. Remember that? Yeah. Then why you didn't pay me money today? Company bankrupts. Did you find out what's the problem? Someone didn't pay you money. You have to call them. I'm too shy, so I cannot make the call. So I wait the whole week, and every day I'm thinking, why, child, you didn't pay me money? You know, so it's quite exhausting trying to get the money back. I don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. You could do what? Tell someone to do the dirty job for you. Okay? So that's why we decide to sell our receivables to other company. Then other company could call child, not me. Okay? So the first reason is I don't want to do the dirty job. So I sell it to other company. Other company to do it. Okay? So that's the first reason. When you don't want to do a dirty job, you could sell it. Okay? Then you could sell it to other companies. Other companies, they are pretty good to do the dirty job. Which company? Bank. Okay? So you could sell it to the bank. Bank is willing to do the dirty job for you. Bank is willing to call child every day. Hi, child, good morning. Hi, child, good afternoon. Hi, child, good evening. Hi, child, good night. Okay? So the first reason, if you don't want to do a dirty job, you could sell it. And you can get the money today. Okay? The second reason why you sell the receivables to other company. The second reason is like what? If I have the money, you will use your money, right? But someday, when you don't have the cash, what could you do? Oh, I don't have the cash, but I need the money. So I decide to sell my computer, then try to get the money. Oh, I don't have the money, so I try to sell my motorcycle, my bicycle to someone else, right? One day, what if you sold out everything? Then you could sell your receivables, okay? So the second reason is the best situation. When you need the money, you cannot get the money anymore. So the only way is you sell your assets, okay? So the second reason is you like what? Oh, I have a liability. So my liability is too high. What if I borrow money from all of you already, except child? So child, I borrow money from every student already, and they don't want to lend me money anymore. So only you. Could you lend me money? You don't want to, right? Why? Because the risk is too high. So when I have a liability too much, the risk is too high. So no one want to lend me money anymore. Okay? So maybe they don't want to lend me, or they will lend me money, but they ask what? Higher risk, higher reward. 高风险高报酬。Higher risk, higher reward. So they want what? Reward, interest. Okay? So that's why your cost of borrowing. Cost of borrowing means interest. 借贷成本。So means the interest. So the interest is too high. So why the interest is too high? Because your company is the higher risk. So your company trying to pay the money back in the future? Oh, I don't think your company have this kind of ability. Okay? So higher risk is higher interest. Okay? Or no one want to lend you money anymore. So too expensive means this way. Interest is too high. Unavailable means what? No one want to lend you money. So you cannot borrow money from the bank anymore. Okay? So for second situation, means your company have some problems. Okay? Financial problems. So that's why the only way is sell your assets, including receivables. Okay? Any questions? No problem? Okay. So no matter what, based on first reason or second reason, then you sell your receivables to the bank, right? Okay. So the bank, the company, buy your receivables. We call it factor. So the bank is the factor. Okay, so the factor, the bank, is the company who buy your receivables. Okay, so your company sell the receivables to the bank. We call it factor. Later on, the bank will ask customer to pay the money back. Okay, so next question. The bank ask the customer to pay the money back, right? So what if the bank got the money from customers, $100? That $100 belong to whom? You or the bank. You sell receivables to the bank. Later, the bank asks customer pay the money, right? So the bank got cash $100 from your customers. They $100 belong to the bank or belong to you? To the bank, right? Because you sold the receivables to the bank. So the receivables belong to the bank, not yours anymore, okay? Any questions? So for receivable, what if receivables $100? If I assumed the receivables $100, when you sell it to the bank, then you got the cash immediately, right? So the bank pay you the cash. Could you tell me how much? 100? Higher than 100? Lower than 100? Your receivable 100. You sell to the bank. You got $100 back. Then what the bank can get? Charity, right? So it's nothing for free. So the bank is willing to do a dirty job because they want the cash, right? So the cash you can get, of course, lower than 100, okay? So lower than 100. Why? Because you had to pay some money to the bank, which we call commission, 佣金. Okay, so the money you can get lower than 100. So later on, when the bank go to the customers, so the customers have to pay the cash to the bank. How much? 100. Okay, so what the bank can get? Commission. Okay, so the commission, how much? Not sure. 1%, 3%, 5%. That depends on the deal, the negotiation between your company and bank. Okay, so 1%, 2%, 3%, not sure, or 5%, maybe. Okay, any questions? No problem. If you don't have any questions, then let's look at the case. Okay? So go to your slide 97. What happened? Your company decide to factor. So right here, the factor is the verb. 动词. Okay, so your company decide to sold receivables. How much? $600,000 to the bank. But don't forget, nothing for free, right? So the service charge commission is 2%. Okay, so based on this, you can get the cash. So the cash you got is what? So you got the cash. How much? 98%, right? At the same time, do you have a receivables? No more, right? So your receivable should be decreased. 100%, of course. So the difference between these two is what? You had to pay the commission, right? So commission 2%. So for the commission, the account we use is service charge expense. Okay, any questions? If you don't have any questions, please go to your note on page 31. So please finish page 31. Page 31, don't forget. We tell you at the beginning, you sell the product to customers using perpetual 永续盘存制。 Page 31. Remember which method we use? Perpetual 永续盘存制. So what does it mean? We are hard worker. So when you sell the products, we record two things. So hard worker, don't forget, you record two things. First is what? Revenue. Second is what? Expenses, cost of goods sold. Okay? So after we sell the products to customers, later on, because you don't want to do the dirty job, so you decide to sell your receivables. To factor. Okay, so what kind of journal entry you should use to record the situation? You sold the receivables to the factor. Okay, if you finish, you're done, you can take a break. After break, we will look at the answers.